So here we're in Visual Studio and we can see we've got a solution here with 3 projects: Common, Sandbox, Fluent Migrator, and Sandbox Migrations. Now the Common project is just a project that contains a class that's shared across both of the others. Sandbox Fluent Migrator contains the migration logic, and Sandbox Migrations contains the migrations classes and the respective SQL classes that get run. Okay, now what we've got, if we open up the program file, is we can see we've got a connection string being read in, and we set up the Fluent Migrator configuration, passing in the connection string, and then we call the update database method. And we can see here we've got the update database method. There's nothing too fancy there. The runner checks if it's got migrations to apply. It will emit them to the console using list migrations, and then it performs the update. In terms of the actual migration class itself, if we open that over here, and we can see here we've got the custom migration attribute that decorates this class. The class inherits from the Fluent Migrator migration class, and the upgrade is simply just running an update script, which we can see a little bit over here. This update script simply adds a new column to the table user. We can open this table. We can see here we've got a user table with a couple columns, and further down here we can also see we've got this version info table. If we run a query against that at the minute, we can see that we don't have any. And this version info table is the table that Fluent Migrator uses to track any of the updates. So we'll jump out of SQL Server and back into Visual Studio, and what we can do is we can run this migrations console, and what we'll see is it'll spin up, and then the update will be applied. So what we can see here is there are some messages in the console. Up in the top we can see the Fluent Migrator has detected our migration class. It's not been applied, and then it runs it, and then it executes the script, commits the transaction, and then the status is set to migrated. So what we can do now is if we jump out of Visual Studio and go back into SQL Server and then refresh table, we can then see that we've now got the new column added. If we refresh this table, version info, we can then see we've got the date that it was applied and the description of the migration. So that was it, a quick run through of running Fluent Migrator to update SQL Server.